Hello YouTube, my name is Nero and welcome back to the Madden NFL 16 playthrough. Week 9 is upon us and that is actually our bye week. This is going to be the bye week episode of this season of my Madden NFL 16 playthrough, the first season with the Atlanta Falcons. And what we typically do with the bye week episodes is we just kind of look at where we are as a team, where the NFL as a whole is in terms of the standings, how we are stat-wise in comparison to the rest of the league. It's just, it's an episode for the enthusiasts, I suppose, of the series that are very interested in the stats and what's going on. So there are two undefeated teams in the NFL right now. The Titans, of all teams, what? With Marcus Mariota, I assume. And, of course, us, the Atlanta Falcons, doing very good this year. Then the Lions and the Bills, wow, we are so far into my career here that, teams like the Titans, Lions, and Bills are actually some of the best ones in the league, it would appear. Whereas, wait, did I see the Browns with a winning record? That's what I like to see. And then you look at other teams, for example. Whoa, Eagles, 4-4, man. Redskins, all right, Redskins 3-4. We're definitely going to check out the Redskins stats this year and check out what's going on with them. But yeah, so right now we're on a crash course. We're first in the NFC, but of course the Lions are hot on our tail, and you can never really give up. Never assume that you have a good enough lead because you never know if you actually make the playoffs or not. But we're 3-0 on the road and 5-0 at home. So we've had a lot more home games so far in the first half of the season. So expect a lot more away games in the second half. And things are just going good for us, I suppose, this year. So this is going to be, oh my gosh, Tampa. Ooh, man. It'd be funny if there was a team that had no wins. That would, I don't know if that'd be funny, but San Diego, Jacksonville, Denver even. Oof. Man, how the mighty have fallen. How the mighty have fallen. So things are going good in terms of the record so far this season. Now, that's something I just personally want to check. I have a feeling I got NFL, at least NFC MVP last week. We're going to see. I did not. Okay, this guy had 10 catches, 174 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So he deserves it. He deserves to be MVP that week. I was MVP in week 7, though, with my 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns. And, that was a fun 100 rushing yards. That was a fun game. And, ooh, looks like I was back in week 4 as well. 3 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. Yeah. Yeah, Mariota's a quarterback for the Titans still. Interesting. Okay. So I am first in the NFL in passing yards, second in passing touchdowns. I told you guys, greatest show on turf this year. It was going to be nuts. It was going to be lit, and it has been so far. I have 23. I guess I can just go. Let's just go to all NFL. Then we'll compare stats that way. Guess I should have went down a little bit faster. Yeah, that's not what we're looking for here. And, all right, so passing yards. I am first in the league in passing yards, and this is comparing myself to, Austin Davis, who apparently is the Patriots' new quarterback, A.J. McCarron, apparently the Raiders' quarterback, Russell Wilson, Cardarius Blake. Taylor Campbell is having an off year. That's what I like to see. Of course he's having an off year, I mean, he's not playing me. But, wow, Aaron Rodgers is so good with the touchdown to interception ratio. His is 5-1, whereas mine's 2-1. But 18 passing touchdowns, 9 interceptions. I have a longest pass of 72. Apparently, McCarron had a 92-yard play. That's nice. I've been sacked a good amount this year, but that's probably because I try scrambling more than I should. 70% completion percentage, which you think is going to be high, but then you look at Aaron Rodgers and then Russell Wilson. High overall quarterbacks typically air around 70 overall, it would appear. Huh. But then you look at Taylor Campbell at 62. Then you look at, who's at 56? Oh, okay, that guy's like a rookie or something. Yards per attempt. I think I'm leading the league in yards per attempt. Oh, I'm not. Well, I probably am for people that actually start. Yeah, I am. All right. Yards per game. Aaron Rodgers, number 1. Austin Davis, number 2. And I'm there at number 3. Because I played 8 games and these other guys have only played 7. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. So let's just go back up here to the Falcons. Look at the stats for the team as a whole. All right, so, there's me, 18-9, which doesn't look great really on paper, but then throw in the fact that I've also ran in 6 touchdowns. So if you were to make that 24-9 total touchdowns, to look better. Marcus Barnett has just been, he's getting about 70 yards a game, but he's also averaging, 4.5 yards a carry, which is much better than any running back I've ever had. Things have been going great in that respect. Jonathan Grimes actually doing pretty well as a backup. He's only got 24 carries, but he's getting 4.4 yards a carry. I mean, he's doing pretty good there in that respect. Receiving-wise, spreading the ball around to my wide receivers rather than just throwing it to my tight end nonstop, so that's pretty good. One thing I've noticed is Julio is getting a number of catches. Randall Cobb seems to be the forgotten receiver. He's my number 2, so he's usually there on the field, but I just, for whatever reason, don't seem to find him as much. Whereas Martavis Bryant, who's my third string receiver, just the way I like to play Madden, I throw to the slot a lot. I'm sure you guys have noticed that. I like my main receiver typically. I like my slot receiver. I don't know. Randall Cobb's just not getting involved this year, it seems. But yeah, Martavis has been a monster. And then I look at all the touchdowns I've thrown this season. I'm like, yeah, spreading the ball around a bit. I like that a lot. I like the stats for my receivers so far this year. So, yeah, they're doing pretty good, I suppose. Randall Cobb's there. My running back's okay. Stevie Johnson. Troy Nicholas has 3 touchdowns. Troy Nicholas has more touchdowns than my starting tight end. He's coming in and out of the back. I love him, man. Troy Nicholas is great. He came with me from Washington, or at least he left Washington to come over here, and so that was kind of cool to have that happen. This is our 3rd string tight end. Riley Cooper, who's our, I think, number 6 receiver. He only has 1 catch for 8 yards, so poor guy there. Adrian Harper, the rookie, 5 for 59. He's just not getting involved. I'm telling you, it was pointless for us to draft a wide receiver when we have Julio Jones, Martavis Bryant, Randall Cobb, Stevie Johnson, and we already had Cooper. Like, it's just, there's no reason to get Adrian Harper, man. I don't understand it. Blocking wise, we don't appear to have. Oh, okay. So we have a couple. It's basically my right tackles are lighting up all the sacks, it would appear. But we don't really have too many sacks being led up this season. It's pretty good. And then defensive-wise, we got Kelvin Shepard here, Joe Kelly. Man, I don't really know who these people are, to be honest. But, yeah, we're getting some sacks, not a lot. Some interceptions, but not a lot. Wow. They're all coming from Desmond Trufant and Marco Ellison here. Do we have any defensive touchdowns this year? How many fumble recoveries are we rocking this year, too? Huh. Any field goal blocks? No. 1 defensive touchdown, not bad. And then kicking-wise, Zach Joyner missed. No, he didn't miss it. It got blocked. So he's actually been perfect on the year with the exception of the one the J.J. Watt blocked field goal. So pretty good so far for Mr. Zach Joyner. Liking that a lot. And then we've only punted 18 times through 8 games. You know, that's pretty good. It's like, 2 punts a game. That's not bad. Doing pretty good so far in that respect, I would say. So I'm very happy with where we are as a team. I'm definitely happy, obviously, with my decision to come here to the Atlanta Falcons. Things have just been going so great. Now, if you think of the fact that we're 8 games in, correct? I just want to make sure I'm right before I go on with this whole thing. Where's the standings? Yeah, we're 8-0, right? So what you could, for all intents and purposes, do is try to just double the stats of everybody, and then that will count. If everything stays on this progression, then that'll be my stats by the end of the year. So right now I'm on pace to have 4,700 yards. 4,700 yards, close to 5,000, which is pretty great. 36 touchdowns and 18 interceptions, which doesn't seem to be too bad. My running back is on pace for, about 1,100 yards and 14 touchdowns. I'm on pace for about 500 yards and 12 rushing touchdowns. Like, you just look at that. 14 touchdowns for my running back, 12 from me. And then you look at all the passing touchdowns, 36 as well. Like, that's a lot of touchdowns. We may break records. I don't know. My receivers, I might have Julio Jones and Bryant both have over 1,000 yards, with some other guys getting close, and we'll have to see. But that's just kind of like the progression at which we're going at right now. Legacy leaderboard. This thing, man. So the goal is obviously to make it into the Hall of Fame in my career. I don't know if I'm actually going to do that, because that's a lot of seasons. Who knows, right? But you look at the legacy here, and then you look at me down here. Taylor Campbell. I hate this guy. He came into the league a year after I did, and he's ranked higher than me because he's won 2 Super Bowls. And 2 championships. Oh, I hate him. I hate him. They got Cam Newton here, or Matt Stafford, Matt Ryan, and all these guys here. So I'm in pretty good company, I suppose. I just need to win some more yearly awards, some championships and whatnot. That's going to be a big thing for me, I suppose. Now, what else is there I could possibly... What else do we look at? Oh! I want to look at the Redskins. Of course, the Redskins, so I spent the first 4 seasons of my career... Was it 4 seasons? I think it was 4 seasons. Gosh, guys, I'm sorry. Am I going senile here? I've been in the NFL, like, seriously this long. I don't remember what year we're in. Are we in 3 or 4? I think we're in 4, but no. I think we're in 5. I thought we were in 4, but I think we're in 5. How I can check and tell is you go here to salaries, I believe it is. I randomly think it's salaries. And then you look at Joe Nero, go to actions, view player card. And then, yeah, so we're in my 5th season. I don't know why I thought I wasn't in my 5th season. Just, It's late, guys. It's late. But we look here, and I've done pretty consistent, with the exception of that season in 2017 where we went undefeated, and it was the dream season, like the best season humanly possible. I don't think we're ever gonna be able to top that, but I've got a good number of stats here. Gosh, I've thrown too many interceptions in my career. 17, 21, 22. Gross. All this stuff is just gross. But yeah, I spent my first 4 seasons in Washington as a Redskin. And so this is my first season not there. How are the Redskins doing? I think a lot of us want to know that. What's going on with them, Let's go take a peek. Now, I did look beforehand. They're having trouble at quarterback, to say the least. So go down here to the Redskins. Who's their starter? I guess this Thomas Hopkins guy. I don't know. All 3 of them have time in there. And as a unit, they have 9 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. That... They're not doing good in the air whatsoever. Things aren't going very good trying to replace Joe Nero. Now, running back, they're doing okay. CJ is actually having a much better season than he typically did for me. He's actually averaging over 4 yards a carry, but he's not getting in the end zone a lot. In fact, Noshawn Marino, the backup, is actually getting a lot more of the touchdowns, or at least one more of the touchdowns. He's also getting a good amount of carries as well. So this appears to be a team that's struggling on offense and is not necessarily putting up a lot of points. 8 rushing touchdowns and 9 passing touchdowns. I mean, I have more touchdowns in the air than these guys have total. That's not counting all my rushing touchdowns. So they're definitely struggling this season. At receiver, that's just sad. Sam Nunley, 26 catches, 315 yards, no touchdowns, Mr. Nunley. Come on over, man. Can we trade someone for Sam? Get Sam over here. Trade Randall Cobb. Randall's old. Trade him for Sam. I don't know. Jordan Reed, I'd like to have him as well. But, 22 catches, 171 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just, man, it's so sad to see them doing so poorly. I mean, Jordy Nelson, who's a new pickup for them, but he's obviously at the end of his career. And Aaron Dobson they picked up as well. These guys are doing okay, but Daryl Young, my boys, they got Scott Chandler. Oh man. Now here's the big question: where is he? Sam Brenner's only let up 1 sack this year. I call shenanigans. Well, actually, I mean, Sam wasn't really much of a sack letter upper. He was a holding get Calder honor guy. That's what he did mostly. So, defensive wise, how are they doing there? Robert Blanton still, Daryl Washington still, Tahir Whitehead still. Earl Thomas the third. So I imagine their defense. Justin Gilbert is who I was thinking of. In the last episode, I could not remember the name of the corner the Browns drafted a couple years ago. It was Justin Gilbert. Yeah, I imagine their defense is pretty good. But their offense is completely awful. They missed Joe Nero. They missed the playmaking. That's what they miss. But yeah, I guess that's going to conclude the bye week episode here. Coming up here, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then we've got the New Orleans Saints. A couple in-division games. Definitely looking forward to that. We can do our game prep, I suppose, for this week. And is it going to work? It is going to work. Ah, cool. So usually this doesn't actually work. Usually I can't actually do these drills. Usually it actually bugs out and just shows me like these silver bars, basically, with nothing actually there. So I can actually do a little bit of practice, I suppose, before the next week. So that's going to be pretty good. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to save that. I'll do the practice at another time. And yeah, again, we got Tampa Bay Buccaneers up next week. Definitely looking forward to that. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode of the Madden NFL 16 playthrough. And if you did, please drop me a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.